Check 1, 2. Good day, global crypto enthusiasts. This is 88 Fantastic coming to you Tuesday, July 7th, 2019. Well, hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Long weekend out here for the start of July. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 awesome articles for you guys. Some more really good news in the space upcoming. And we had a really good question on the last video about why I keep talking about September. And again, it's just a constant mission mash of the global news, not just from here in North America, but everywhere, because I try to follow all of the news everywhere around the planet right now. And then as we see, basically, as we've talked about on this channel for a long time, it's really North America that's holding everything back. And the best way I explained it to a friend of mine last night is with blockchain. It's open source technology. It's open everything to everybody. Everybody can see transactions. A guy like me can punch up somebody's Bitcoin address and I can see all the activity in it, right? So what does that come down to is in North America, I mean, if you really sit down and think about it, we have probably had, between Canada and the US, we've probably had the scammiest politicians and the scammiest fucking lobbyists and the scammiest bankers on the planet. So why would they want their transactions openly shown? So for me personally, again, one of my cryptocurrency conspiracy ideas is that they're suppressing it as long as they possibly can while they're still waiting to figure out other ways to start scamming, is basically the biggest reason I find North America lagging behind, because everybody in this world other than Canada and the United States, they're pushing for this. Everybody's pushing for this except for North America. All right, let's get into our news articles, because we got 5 good ones here for you guys, and then we got one to end it with here before we go through the market. Excuse me, just finishing my morning coffee and cigarette. The first 2 we're going to have are over at cointelegraph.com. For those of you that have been watching my channel, you know how I feel about Bitfinex. I think it is probably the scammiest fucking site on the planet right now, and I still think they're setting everybody up at some point down the road, and this one might be walking away as well. But anyways, here we go with this article, and this was just from 20 minutes ago. Cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex announced that it repaid $100 million of outstanding loan facility to stablecoin operator Tether in a post in its official blog July the 2nd. Per the announcement, Bitfinex made the repayment via wire transfer to Tether's bank account, and the amount was not yet due to be paid to the operator under the facility. Still, the exchange reportedly made the decision, blah, 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 blah. And let's just keep going down here because the article continues. As Cointelegraph reported in May, whereas this guy reported on it in January and gave you guys a 3-month warning on Bitfinex, and they were scammy and got told I was an idiot for it. And in 3 months you found out I was right. The New York Supreme Government granted Bitfinex and Tether the stay of demands for which they applied on May 21st. According to the original filing, Bitfinex never revealed a loss to investors. Again, never revealed a loss to investors, and the executives of the exchange and Tether engaged in a series of conflicting corporate transactions. With those transactions, Bitfinex allegedly got access up to $900 million of Tether's cash reserves and used them to hide their insolvency. So when we had talked about it earlier in January and we were warning people about it, Bitfinex was charging people anywhere from $100 to $150 additional on Bitcoin transactions. And again, the reason you do that as a business is so that you can pay people with their withdrawals, so everybody thinks and it makes it look like the business is still running properly, which we now know it was not. And then the fact that they come out with a Leo token to try and get more money into the company, yoy. Again, if you use it, that's totally your prerogative. It's up to you. I've said it a million times, man. Watch out. If you're using it, get it out and get it into your wallet. It doesn't matter if you're using the exchange. Just don't leave your money there. Makes no sense to leave your money there. All right, on to article number 2. We're at cointelegraph.com once again. I have really mixed emotions about this one here. And again, this one just came out a couple of hours ago. The company Nestle reveals blockchain supply chaining tracking pilot program. Again, before we get into this, I think stuff like this is absolutely awesome. It shows you for me, the real cryptocurrency market started in October of 2017. Before that, to me, nothing really happened. When you got 5,000 or 6,000 people buying Bitcoin, literally 5,000 or 6,000 people buying Bitcoin, and 90% of them at that time in 08, 9, 11, 10, 11, those were kids. Again, go back to the Boston Pizza thing, right? There were kids sharing it amongst themselves and using it, right? So again, with stuff like this, now that we're literally almost 2 full years into the beginning of adoption, and we start to see, you didn't see companies like this come out last year, you didn't see companies like this come out in 2017, but we see it now, and it's not going to have an instant effect. And again, this is how I go back to saying September is our the benchmark to finally end the absolute shitty nuclear bear winter that we are slowly approaching 18 months on. We've had some money these last couple of weeks, but it hasn't lasted very long, right? So the article goes on to say, Swiss quartered food retail giant Nestle announced its intention to track its products along the supply chain with blockchain technology in a press published on July the 2nd. The project is jointly pursued by OpenSC. As Cointelegraph reported at the time, OpenSC is a blockchain platform launched through a partnership between WWF Australia and global corporate venture BCG Digital Ventures in July. Again, I think this is absolutely awesome news, but I want to see, there is one part of this article that just got me here, right here. Nestle claims, thanks to this project, it becomes the first major food and beverage company to announce that it will pilot open blockchain technology in this way. I can't say that it is or it isn't. I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure we've heard a lot of news in the last 2 years come out of, say, the VeChain stuff and all of the Asia. I don't think these guys are the first. I think Walton Chain also did something like this. That's something you'll have to go and check out. My only bitch about this is with the Nestle company. You'd really have to go into it if you're not familiar with it, but I mean, what they've done for the water with their product and the amount of people that they have crushed in the Michigan area and surrounding area with the water and not paying for it and basically stealing fresh water to make their product and not paying anybody for it, that's something also you should go and look into, because this is, again, great for the space, great for the social media, great for the FOMO, but again, when you got to dig deep into the company itself, I'm not liking what they're doing there. All right, here's our next article over at the bitcoinist.com, and then we're going to save my 2 favorite articles for last. Bitcoin set for massive growth as new futures platforms enter the market. Again, this goes into, like I've said, the last 2 years is really where it's been ramping up. And anybody that's actually been, has their own business or has attempted to run their own business, you know the difficulty it is just to come up with the name, get all your paperwork done, get all your taxation set in place, and get ready to open up for business. And if you're on that side of it, you could be looking at 6 months to a year. If you're somebody with that business idea, like what most crypto is, it literally takes a minimum of 2 years to go from thought, idea, to actual opening, and so on, right? So here we go with this one. Binance, ERISX, to offer Bitcoin futures. As Bitcoin comes off its record-breaking trading volumes and the price settles below 10,000, which it's not settling below 10,000, it's trading back and forth, derivatives clearinghouse ERISX and crypto exchange Binance have both announced plans for future tradings. And again, just come in and check on this. I mean, these are the type of things that I watch for, and this is why I keep predicting things to really turn around for this market come in September-ish of this year, the middle of September-ish, because all of this news don't forget, all the news in 2018 was awesome. There was nothing bad. There was nothing that set this market backwards, really, other than shitty exchanges. But as the world sees what's happening out here and what we see with companies like Dash in Venezuela, you see Smart Cash going down into Mexico, and you see all of these medical companies trying to get into Africa right now. It's only a matter of time before the powers that be in politics and in banking, at some point, they've just got no choice. And I really believe that's happening here in the next couple of months. All right, so let's go on to my favorite article of the day. Open transparency, I own Nexo. Oh my God. I own Nexo. Okay. Anyways, this is from earlier this morning. Nexo launches OTC trading desk, borrowing and lending desk. It is our pleasure to announce that Nexo has announced an over-the-counter trading, borrowing and lending desk, a private, more personalized service that has been requested by many of our institutional, corporate, and large retail clients needing to fill out large transactions. So there you go. What we see in the market right now, if we had to divide it up into a piece of pie, you got your traders, you got your robot traders, you got your artificial intelligence traders, you got a day trader, a swing trader, and now you've got futures contracts, you got OTCs. And again, it's just a matter of time. And for me personally, I mean, who knows? I could be completely wrong in saying it's September. But when you factor in that we've got the Litecoin happening in another month, Facebook's going to revamp their shit. And again, they're going to make a heavy push later this fall with their advertising. And then what you're also going to see is also with the EOS project, they're also supposed to be getting ready to compete with Twitter as well, right? This article's from a couple of days ago, and I wanted to save this one for last. And we've been talking about cycling out the round 2 of dummies in June and July, and that's what again, I know it's disgusting to say, I apologize for it, but you know what? When there's so much toxicity in social media, and there's so many people that say, I called this then, and I called that there, and blah, 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 blah. On this article, this Twitter bot trolls people who have lost a ton of money on cryptocurrencies and got wrecked. So anyways, this is a great article over at marketbusinessinsider.com. And come and check it out. It just shows you how they got bots keeping track of people who come out and make these crazy predictions, and are always fucking wrong and never right and completely crushed. And that's what this article goes through for you guys. Again, something to look at. And as we see our live price of Bitcoin in the corner, we are sitting at almost 10,558. So why do I bring up an article like this? Is because, again, that's why I come onto YouTube. It's a digital stamp, it's a time stamp, it's everything that we talk about. And if you know what, if I'm wrong, which I have been, and I can come out and admit that I'm wrong. Whereas when you go onto Twitter and you go into all these things and you start following these guys, oh my God, how are you going to backtrack that? How are you going to backtrack? How do you prove it to yourself? So anyways, we'll give all our markets a quick refresh here. And we're not going to look at too much of the blood wrecks. It's been pretty ugly for the last week. Oh, look at the top mover, IHT Real Estate. Again, this is something I have followed since its inception, and it's a total piece of shit. I'm going to tell you that right now. You can also see by its 24-hour trading volume. And if you want me to compare it to another piece of shit that I thought was going to do something last year, go back and look at something called Propy, P-R-O-P-Y. It was another real estate coin that probably came out in the 50, 60 cent range, got pumped up to around the $2.50 mark. We've never heard from it again. IHT's been sitting in that 300 to 500 spot, so this is probably their new pick of the pump week. We see Walton Chain with a nice 34% gain. And what else is in here? We see... Well, Tesla's getting some love, not sure why. Ren's a new entry, V-Systems is a new entry, and then we see Qtum and Chainlink starting to regain some momentum along with Neo. And then we've got in our red, the usual Mona. These guys were all in here yesterday too. So again, the usual pump up that the rotation seems to go back in. And throughout our videos, we've seen Mona Coin, we've seen Engine Coin. What else? That's the only two that we've seen absolutely pumped. You know what? Let's go have a look at that other piece of shit that we were looking at the other day, which was Insight Chain, the one that went from $2,000 of volume to $6 million of volume. Oh yeah, look at its charts. Like, gee, come on, guys. Look at that. So right there, look how many times. So when you see these charts and these pump and dumps, that tells you how many times people have been set up and absolutely fucking speed bagged, because they're looking at a chart and trying to catch the wave. And again, like I said, if you watch this coin and you look at it, it only had 3,000 to 10,000 of 24-hour volume for months. Then it gets added onto another exchange, and then it goes up to 6 million over 24. You got to watch out for that stuff. So anyways, we ain't got too much more. Just wanted to come to share the great news with everybody. Come check those articles out. And as always, you know what? Go out there, enjoy the rest of your day, hug the people you love, and just, we just got to suck it up in this market right now. We're only a few months away from actually seeing more adoption coming into this space. And with more adoption comes more people. With more people comes more money. But don't forget, with all those new people and all that new money, the complaints and the whining in the next 2 to 3 years are probably just going to be just really rampant. So anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Go out there and enjoy it. This is 88 Fantastic, showing you how to take a bite out of the cryptocurrency market. Take care, y'all.